So welcome once again. Today we are going to discuss and we will derive the Fermi level in the intrinsic semiconductor material. Okay. Before going into the derivation, first we will try to understand the concept of effective density. We all know that what is density. When we talk about density of a intrinsic semiconductor, so this is number of electrons upon volume in centimeter cube. This is the formula for semiconductor density. What is the meaning of effective density? And this is calculated at a specific temperature. Why? So starting from the first, we all know that the atomic number of a silicon atom is 14. When you will write its configuration, so you will find that 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p2, right? This is also in the carbon group, means carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. So silicon is in third, 3p group, right? All right. When you will make its electron configuration, so there are only 2 electrons, but we all know that carbon's valency is 4. So how it is done? So you would have heard about sp3 hybridization. So there is a hybridization occurring and it will make a 4 sp3 hybridized vacancies or cells, and in each cell there will be one single electron. Alright, spinning in either clockwise or anti-clockwise, really. And now when we consider, and you would have also heard about that there is a radius, if there is a one atom, so there are various cells. Alright, and what is the difference? Means if this is nuclei, then this is R1, suppose this is R2, this is R3. So what is the difference between all these radii? See what happens between R1 ratio R2 ratio R3 dot is it's equal to 1 square ratio 2 square ratio 3 square ratio 4 square, like that. And our silicon is in up to 3 level. It means that radii ratio is 1 ratio 4 ratio 9. It means that if I'm just going to erase it so that it will be to understand in a better way. Alright, see, in the starting first, for disturbance, see, if this is nuclei and this is our first cell, second will be, this is R, then 4R, suppose this, then 9R, this. Alright, in this there will be valence electrons will be there. So valency 4 electrons are there. They will be in the spherical way, and they can be in any pair. We just further increase the configuration, we will find that there is in 4s0, then 3d10 is also 0, then 4p0. It means a lots of cells are still vacant. Means if the electron is now in this level, so up to 4 square means 16 times there will be 7 or more distance to cover the next cell to jump, and we will have to give that much energy so that it can jump into the next level again. Since we are not going to give initially a voltage supply, then what we are going to do, we are only going to increase the temperature. Right? When we increase, there will be thermal agitation, and let's suppose easily atoms over here and any other atom, you can say it's a carbon. Alright, in this cell there are electrons, and due to thermal agitation the electron gets energy and it jumps into the next level. And what will happen inside? It cannot jump. If energy is insufficient, so it cannot jump there. Similarly, suppose this is a tree, right? And this is the earth where you are going to jump. But if you will jump, then suppose if you could reach up to this level, so you won't be able to reach in that. You will not be stationary. You will again come to the earth. And with the help of rope or with the help of any other thing, if you could reach up to this level, then you will be stable. And the same thing happens in this case. When the electron goes from here to here, it is stable for a while. Again it will come back to its own original, because only here is a permanent stability and it will not get anywhere. What happens when electron moves up to this level? Suppose this is also a next energy level, 3b 4s. This is 4s, and when electron will jump here, other lots of vacancies are available still. When it will jump, so there will be vacancy, right? Hole. Again, there are now total 5 vacancies, 2 here and 3 here, so 5 electrons can be filled. And this is how there is a vacancy in cells. And here at a specific temperature, suppose if you have increased the temperature to 50 Kelvin, so you could achieve this 4s, you could reach up to 4s level. You will be having only these 2 vacancies at that time, and when you further increase the temperature, you will be able to reach in this high level energy. Then you can also achieve this energy level. It means that when you increase the temperature, the vacancies or effective density, they increase. Alright, I hope you have got this point. And we all know that in a crystal there is no single electron, there is no single atom, there are thousands. An ocean, there is an ocean of materials or particles, and there is ocean of electrons available, those who are moving freely. Then what will happen here? Suppose this is there was only one single electron, a single silicon atom. Its electrons were not going to be affected by this, by any movement. It was having a specific energy. But when other silicon atoms comes and they make a bond with this, alright, simply they also create the bonding with that. It's a attraction and repulsive forces gets disturbed. So what happens? They create a band. You would have heard about that. This is a valence band. When I talk about valence band, so this is a valence band, and the top of the valence band energy is called as EV, and the lower band is called EC. And up to this level, electron can move freely. Means electrons are bounded here, and those electrons, those 4 electrons which can be moved freely, or those who are further distance from the nuclei of a silicon atom, they will be living in a EV valence band. And those who got that much energy so that they could reach, this is band gap energy, EG. They crossed to this level and they reached up to this level in the conduction band, they will be able to conduct the current here. Now here NV is effective density of electrons in the valence band, and NC is effective density of electrons in the, or not electrons in the, of the carriers in the conduction band. What I told you till now, that there will be lots of vacancies available. At a specific temperature you can achieve any specific energy level, you could reach there. When you increase the temperature, what happens? NC varies with temperature. We can increase simply, NV will also be increased by temperature 3/2. Alright, and NC is still again proportional to effective mass of NC. In conduction band, electrons will be there. You all know, I think, effective mass of electron. simply NV will be 3 by 2 holes P. Alright, effective mass. This is the criteria that what will happen here. Again, from the Fermi-Dirac function, we have used an approximation. What was Fermi-Dirac function? That Fermi energy at a specific Fermi level or probability at energy E is given as 1 upon 1 plus e to the power E minus EF upon KT. When this E minus EF is far more greater than the KT, then we can use an approximation that probability of finding the electron at energy level E will be given as e to the power minus E upon EF upon KT. Alright, this is Boltzmann approximation. We are going to use this formula only to derive the expression for energy level, Fermi level. Alright, so here we are going to start again here. I am again writing the formula. What was the formula of finding energy level? Probability of finding an electron is e to the power minus E upon EF upon KT. Alright. Move ahead. What do you mean by probability of finding an electron? What do you mean by probability? Probability means how much electrons are there and how many electrons could be there, how many are present and how many could be possible there. So when I talk about intrinsic semiconductor, because today we are going to discuss about intrinsic semiconductor materials. So intrinsic, how many could be possible and what is the vacancy means. So here total vacancy is NC here, and in the valence band there is NB vacancy. And how many holes are possible, because in the valence band there are holes and in the conduction band there are electrons. In the intrinsic material there are Ni, there's that much number of holes, and in the conduction band there are Ni what electrons are moving here there. So first, when I talk about holes or for a conduction band, in conduction band probability of finding electron is Ni upon Nc, that will be given as this is very thin band, so we can replace simply by Ec. We are going to discuss only about at a specific energy level. So this will be given as Ec minus Ef upon KT. Alright. This is this time I'm going to give an overview that how can we derive if we follow the formula. Now take a logarithm up here. Is equal to minus Ec minus Ef upon KT. Again, when we transfer this negative sign here, it will come in the power and it will be interchanged. So simply we will be having that the equation like conduction band minus E Fermi level will be given as KT ln Nc upon Ni. We all know that Nc is always greater than Ni available, because in the example which I saw in the starting, there was only one electron was removed. It means that Ni was only one, but vacancies were 4 there. Alright. This is our first equation. In the similar way, when I talk about the valence band, in valence band similarly, in valence band what will happen? Ec, what is greater here? When I didn't make a Fermi level, this is EFI in the Fermi level. EFI is greater than EV in intrinsic. What will happen here? EF minus E V will be equal to Kt ln, again what is here, Nv, total vacancies upon how many holes are there. Alright, this is our equation second. Now we can find many things from these two equations. First, just when we wish to find out this Eg, what is band gap here, add both the equations. EF and EF will be cancelled out, and we will get from here, adding equation 1 and equation 2, we have add, what will you get, EC minus EV equal to, see, Kt will be common, and ln Nc upon Ni plus ln Nv upon Ni. Alright, so simply we can say that what is Eg? Eg means Ec minus EV is Kt ln Nc Nv upon Ni square, because in the logarithmic there is a property that they will be multiplied with each other. And this is our equation finally of band gap. And now subtract these two equations, subtract equation 1 from equation 2 from equation 1. What will we get here? We will subtract EC minus EF, here minus EF plus EV. What you will get? Kt ln Nc upon Ni minus ln Nv upon Ni. We all know that in the division, in the logarithmic minus, it gets divided by each other. And here, see, 2EV and EC plus EV, we have to transfer this from this side and EC from that side. And when you will divide by 2, you will get that EF equal to EC plus EV by 2 minus Kt by 2. From here, what will be there? It's a solution. For solving, what will you get? Nc minus upon Nv. Ultimately, this is our final formula. And when anyone will ask that what is the shifting of Fermi level from the mid energy level, this is what E mid. Then what will happen? EF minus E mid equal to Kt by 2. We can shift because there is a minus sign, right? Kt ln Nv upon N. So this was all which we were going to prove today. In the next video, we will move further, and we will also see about Hall effects and about doping here. Alright. So thank you very much. Meet in the next video. Keep watching. Thank you.